Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill, and welcome to the 22nd of January. We made it. We made it through 2001. Hi, Liz. God bless you for that book. You know what? I was running so late on talking about the book. I will talk about the book. That is, it's amazing, and you're amazing for doing that. I'll tell you what. But I'll tell you that it's exhausting dealing with a disease that just you understand. You know, part of the book she talks about if you look up MS in the back of the book, there she talks about how individualized it is, and I needed tell you, it's true, but the end stage of MS is you know you can't tell by looking at somebody because we're all smoke and mirrors, right? If we figure out how to contour a face, we can and watch a makeup video, we can make ourselves look much healthy than we feel, right? I'll try something else. YouTube is stop. You know what? YouTube is working. Summer ladies here. I just started it 3 minutes ago. Hi, Bev. Hi. So, with each of us having this snowflake disease and it being individualized, you can't tell by looking at someone's face how they're suffering. And I will tell you, I went to Walmart. Gosh, about I'd say about 8 years ago when and I had my walker. So I pull in, and it was 98 degrees, and the sun was shining, and I had to park in the back of the lot, and I'm starting to walk with my walker to the front, and all of a sudden I realized how overheated I was getting. Well, there were two women parked in the handicap spots, and they were chit chatting. And I'm walking by, and I said, it would be great if you guys could chit chat in the back of the parking lot where I had to park because hi, Will, it's so hard on me. And you know what they said? You know exactly what they said. They looked at each other and they looked at me and they said, "Oh, we can park here. We have MS. We both have MS, and we're talking about how difficult that disease is." And I was like, could I? Should I say something? Could I say something? I did not, feel like educating them that take your symptoms of when you thought you had it rough, add some disability progression, and consider other people. And I'll let you know that. Hi, Andrew. I just I'll let you know. I go to the pool. I go to the pool. I went to the pool yesterday. Oh my God. I fell in the locker room. Luckily, I fell up against the lockers. So, hi, Greg. So it wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't get fall on the floor where I needed help. Putting on the wetsuit, it was so much energy. Throw in the fact that I dropped everything that day. I need to count all the things I dropped to make it. And I thought about taking pictures about things I dropped. So I go out and I sit down and I'm holding a cord. I'm talking to people who are coming. But guess what? Just like those two women with MS who parked in the handicap spot, chit chatting while I'm suffering, walking forward. You know what? Who's to say me with all of my difficulties isn't handling life better than all the people who wanted to come up and talk to me and get some. Oh my gosh, I talked to one guy, he came up to me and he says, do you know anything about this other member who comes in the summer? He's your neighbor. How's he doing? And I could assuage his fears. I said, yeah, he's doing okay. And there was some gossip that somebody else said, oh, he's a drinker, so he doesn't have a condition. Like, yeah, and you know what? Do do we have to know what the details of what somebody's going through so that we can say, yeah, that sucks. You know, the world has a snowflake disease. The world has a snowflake disease, right? And what's great is that we can compartmentalize. Uh, there yesterday I lost my ability to walk. Some days I can walk really well. Other days, I don't walk so well. So my husband, I'm trying to get out the front door, my swim bag, I forget everything. I go out, uh, outside, I open the door, I can't even close it, and my legs are failing me. I have my walker, my legs drop down on the walker. So my husband is out by the truck, and he says to me, he says, could you close the door? You're letting the heat out. And I sit down. I said, you know what? When you see me uh, in this state, and something is troubling you, like the heat in the house being let out, it's important that you come and you fix the things that are unsettling you. Uh, help me. Hi, Sharia. And it's good. It's do you want to be part of the problem or do you want to be part of the solution? Uh, so you know everybody is worthy. Everybody, even the my sweet husband who hi there, who's out. It's illogical to say, oh my God, you're sitting there with the front door open. He had the, he had a right. He had not more a right, a concern. The front door is open, and you close the front door, right? Because that's human condition. Um, we sit there and we're like, oh, that's a problem that needs to be fixed. Oh, you're close to the door. Will you fix it? Right? Very few of us look at solutions, and we have to train our brain to come up with what will make us happy before we complain, before we state the difficulty, right? We don't have to play the blame game. And um, I say that it's, you know, the reason why, and you hear, especially the people we love, the reason why you have it so difficult is you didn't put this and this and that and this and that and that and that, and you created your own drama. Well, let me tell you something. They're right, but they're complaining. And hi, Jane, and it is up to us to realize, to find the solution that'll make them happy. Or I went to Green Turtle in Bel Air the other day. I'm gonna say that because I'm still angry. I had a coupon. I got myself a hamburger. My husband brought me out. Got a hamburger. They made the hamburger perfect. It was a cheeseburger actually. Problem is that his cheeseburger had a fresh bun. It was springy. Mine fell apart. I tried to pick it up and it was crumbling. It fell apart. So what did I do? Called the waiter over. Oh, this is an old bun. This bun falls apart. I need a dish to take the bun off of my plate, right? I'm complaining. I'm complaining, and I thought the bun that the place put the stale bun wasn't a solution to my problem. What would make that hamburger better, right? Solve my own problem. I needed to tell this waiter, I need you to go back, open a fresh container buns, toast it, cut it in half, toast it, and lightly toast it, and bring it out so I can remake my hamburger on a fresh bun. This stale bun's not doing it for me. Um, so what it is that especially as we progress, or we live with intolerable symptoms, we have to gear ourselves. What will make us feel better? What is the solution? What is, am I going to complain, or am I going to be focused towards a solution? Am I going to be pleasant and loving? And Gina says, uh, everyone makes excuses. Hmm. You know what? And yeah, so Gina's problem is that everyone makes excuses for her, and that's kind. That is so kind. No one makes excuses for me. Because I'm so kinetic. I'm such a live wire. I mean, granted, you don't see me 24/7. So when I am run down and I'm sitting there and I'm not emptying, I like to create containers from one room to the other, ranger. So I've got I've got baskets everywhere that have to be folded, unloaded, put in the proper room, and it's not fun to do. It's not there. You know what? And there is, in fact, I love that, Sarah. There's a difference between an excuse and a reason. And Michael is saying good morning to everyone. And the reason why I want to say that is because if we can approach our days, you know what? That is, what a beautiful thing to say. Kizzy says, "Hi everyone, don't worry, Sarah C, you're worthy. We are alive, so today is absolutely amazing." It is, unless we've had MS a long, long time, and we have to get in. We have to get in the framework. You see this? This here, uh, my this is the bookmark I made. All right, this here. Do you see an old woman or do you see a young girl? And the reason why, a young beautiful girl, and the reason why is it's you gotta program yourself in being a kind, optimistic, good person. Kinsey, where you from? All right, where you from? Where are you from? I love your MS519. Hi, Dennis. So I'm saying that out there, people are dying. People have COVID or the flu. Everybody's looking to blame. The reason why so and so has the flu is because you didn't wear a mask. It's like, do you want to be part of the problem or the solution? When I went to the pool yesterday, and I had a heck of a time getting my act together to get out. It took me about 40, no, it took me about an hour to get to the pool, getting dressed and figuring it out. So I got out to the pool. Oh, you're another Canuck. You see that? Another Canadian. Gina, that's wonderful. What part of Windsor, Ontario? Okay, you're not close to Gina. All right, okay. So what I'm going to say, when I came out to the pool, I said, "Now, um, it took me. Let's see, I get there at 1 o'clock, and eh, eh, yeah, eh, yeah. All right, I'll tell. So I get there at 1 o'clock. All right, get there at 12:30. Actually, it took me a half an hour. Get out the pool 1 o'clock. Uh, um, I talked to my friend. I talked to so many people. So I don't even get into the pool until 2:15 because it's people need to talk. So I get in the pool and I start doing my lap, and underneath I wear goggles, and underneath I see that Nora, another gal who swims lats high fall, is in the next lane, and she normally does a doggy paddle back and forth, and she does this all the time. We I like the first row, and she always lets me have the first row, but I'll go to it doesn't matter. But because I'm in a pissing contest to be kinder to her than she is to me. Uh, uh, so anyway, I noticed that she's doing a type of doggy paddle where she's extending her leg. She's doing different types of stroke that look like physical therapy. It's working different muscles. And I'm doing my crawl, and I'm trying to concentrate on put my butt up. When you don't use your legs to kick, you have to have your body a certain way so it doesn't hurt. Your shoulders don't hurt, or so I'm doing my laps and I'm looking at her. And at the end of the pool, I have to I have to tell her. I'm like, Nora. So she comes in. Say, Nora, I am so impressed with you doing something new. It just how wonderful it is to be an encourager, right? When somebody says, "Oh my gosh, my mom's got this COVID or this flu," it's like, instead of saying, how'd you get it? Where's the name for your pain? Who caused it? Who's to blame? Instead of saying that, saying, how is she doing? Does she need soup? I make incredible chicken soup. How's she doing? Is she getting over it? Is she, you know, I don't know. It's good to be part of the solution, to be an encouragement. I carry around the bookmarkers everywhere, and when somebody starts complaining or talking about how hard life is, what they're going through, and so you know what? I think God wants me to give you one of my bookmarks, and you guys know that because a lot of you have that there. And these are my rules I need to read every day to keep me good. All right, the rules. All right. Do I forgive myself and others for the mistakes I've made in the past? Do I forgive myself? Do I, you know what? Yesterday's behavior, if somebody thinks negatively about you, that's their baggage, right? You know who you are. You know what you meant. It's the fact that I left the front door open in 30-degree weather. Was I doing it to anybody else? Did I don't want to. I wanted to close that door, right? So, onlookers might have thought I was a lazy sod and I was careless and I was self-righteous and I was just looking for somebody to close the door for me. And that's not true. Yeah, that's not true. So, guess what? That was yesterday. Today, forget about what happened yesterday. Forget about it. Because it is irrelevant to what we have to do today. You see the fish tank is still, I gotta add more water to that. I gotta, um, interactions that I have with loved ones, with different people, you know, people come to you and they talk and they're in pain. Everybody is in pain. They're, I'll tell you that the society that we're dealing with is not a kind society. Uh, Everything coming through your television is not. Uh, it's like you're being bullied. People are telling you what you're supposed to think. It's like you don't get that. People who are telling you what to think don't have that right. You are made perfect in the image of God. You are knit together in the womb. So forget about yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow because yesterday is, hi there. Yesterday's worries, right? Yesterday's concerns lead to depression. It's like, I should go back and I should redo. I need to say I'm sorry to everybody. You know what? You don't have to say sorry to anybody, right? Forget about yesterday. Tomorrow's worries will create anxiety. So live in today. All right. Do I waste today paralyzed in fear and anxiety of a situation that may not happen tomorrow? Again, it may not happen tomorrow. Am I going to worry today? Oh my gosh, here's an example. Suppose you had a biopsy for cancer, right? You go home. You have two choices. You can sit there and you can wring your hands and worry about, I wonder, do I have cancer? Do I have cancer? Or do you go home and make dinner, feed the dogs, water the plants, fill up the fish tank, empty your baskets from one room to the other? Do you do that? Or do you worry about it? Because guess what? If you worry about the outcome of this cancer biopsy, if you worry about it, you sit there and you wring your hands and you ruin the day instead of feeding the dog. The dogs are hungry, plants need water, and fish haven't ate, the light hasn't come on. Guess what? Suppose the next day you get, or 5 days dead, you've spent 5 days in misery, worry, and you get the phone call that it's benign. It's nothing, right? It's nothing. You've ruined those 5 days. Forget it. Do not waste today or any time paralyzed in fear and anxiety of a situation that may not occur tomorrow. Three, do I recognize and appreciate the contentness of what I have instead of not wanting more? All right. And I need these. I need this because I have to stay off of Amazon. I have to stay off And biblically, Gina's quoting from the Bible. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And the Bible further tells us that not a single day has been gained towards a person who worries. It will not add to your life. It will not increase your life. Don't worry. Trust in God, right? Um, all right, here's a good one. Do I entertain the possibility that I may blame others for the same offenses I commit? So much of life on mission as a Christian is, instead of lashing out, because they'll know us through love, is instead it's to recognize when we make the same mistakes, right? Do I blame others? When people are, it's called confirmation bias, right? When people are like 15-year-old girls, daughters or son 50, they're convinced they're right. They're convinced they're right, and they'll tell you because they listen to only things that will reinforce their beliefs, right? And they'll tell you, oh, I am the authority over this. They go down in flames, and I got to tell you, uh, uh, instead of being judgmental over that person, it's like, yeah, you're an idiot. I mean, you can think that in the back of your head, you're an idiot, but meet people where they are. Know your audience, right? It's like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to condemn you because you know my plate is filled with yuck. I got my own issues, right? Until I can spend a day with MS without bitching to myself, to God, to somebody else, without complaining that it's hard to walk, that I'm a little unstable, that I don't have the energy, that I've dropped something. I mean, yesterday dropped the top of the milk. I dropped everything. Why? Because I don't feel the tips of my fingers. So I was in the locker room trying to get dressed and trying to take my bathing suit and hook it behind my back. Forget it. Forget it. It wasn't gonna happen. So, you know, all right. Is it anybody's fault? Is it anybody's fault, or am I sitting there feeling sorry for myself that I can't even getting in the shower, which you can roll into the shower with a yesterday. You know what was sweet? I rolled in with the scooter. Is that I'm sitting there with the door open, and Brian decided he decided to close the door. So, but he walked in. He says, "I'll take care of you." And then he comes out with my scooter, the scooter that tends to be behind me. He comes out. He says, "This is scooter day for you." That's part of the solution. That is part of. And instead of judging why I was doing something, why other people are doing something, being part of the solution, realizing when you're a hypocrite, when you're part of the problem, when you're creating stress for somebody who has stress, don't do it. Now, every time somebody says something crazy, stupid, or crazy, go back and ask yourself, have you ever been that opinionated? Are you that opinionated? My favorite thing to say is, are you absolutely sure? Is that the truth? Really? You sure about that? Sure about that. And God, it's a buzzword. When anybody says, Really? Are you sure about that? I always default. No, no, no. Anytime somebody says I'm sure about that, are you sure about that, Dulcie? No, no. All right. So it's important we go through life and we interact with the world. And every time we hear something that puts us in this train of thought that uh, is not pleasant, we need to look at ourselves and find that sickness in us that is reinforcing our negative thinking, right? Or am I going to sit there and complain at Green Turtle? This is a still bun. I will never come out because the waiter didn't give me a hi Davina didn't give me a fresh bun. Instead, I'm thinking, it put me in a frame of mind that I hate Green Turtle because fresh food, I like to cook. So fresh food, there's a difference between having spinach artichoke dip, and last night I made fresh with using fresh spinach and fresh artichokes and cheese. I made a cheese. It's with a fresh baked potato. It's good. So anyway, um, the other thing. All right, let's see. We're halfway through this. Do I respect my body as God's temple by keeping it clean, nicely dressed, and eating wholesome foods and exercising it to the best? I eat the best of my ability. And that is hard. It is hard. It's like and yeah, it's hard. It's hard because when we're in the social network, this exactly. Yeah, well, I put a anyway. Uh, when 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 we're not feeling well and we get on the social hi Eve, we get on the social network or we get the social support and you type I don't have energy to get out of bed. What do we get? We get people pleasers who say you should stay in bed. You did. Good morning, Vanessa. You did a lot yesterday or today. You did MS Live today. You used your mind to interact with everybody. It's high energy. It's mental energy, even though it manifests itself later on into physical energy. Uh, but do I let myself off the hook? Do you let yourself off the hook? All right, do you? Um, you have to be honest with yourself because by you not doing physical therapy, by you not eating right, by you not lifting weights, by you not swimming or going for a walk, by you not doing that, you're not hurting me. You're not hurting anybody in the MS group that you're the support group you're in, you're not when they say, you know what, you deserve it. You deserve to have cheesecake and stay in bed. You know what? You've got bad spasticity. Let me give you some marijuana that'll knock you out, and you get busy to take today off. I slept. Get this. I normally get up at 6 o'clock. Six between 6 and 8. When I sleep in, it's 8 o'clock. So this morning I slept till 10. You never slept till 10. I don't do that. I slept till 10. I had an hour to get this together. Slept till 10. Hi, Diana. So I had to just jump through hoops. So I said to my husband, why didn't you wake me up at 9 at least? He said, I figured you needed it. Don't we get that? Don't we get that in these support groups? Oh, you deserve it. You need to be kinder to yourself. Uh, you know what? Do not be kind to yourself. We all can sleep in when we're dead, right? So let's make the most of life. Remember, the Apostle Paul said, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And let me tell you something. MS, if you have MS and you're watching me right now, you are tougher. You're tougher. You're stronger. Than anybody. I'm telling you, there is absolutely, there's nothing harder than living a life overcoming your mind. There's three things that we have to overcome. We've got our mind, our body, and our spirit. Those three things have to be aligned for us to be in a good symmetry. All right. So what is it? Mind, body, and spirit. Because your mind will tell your body, oh, you don't have to eat. You don't skip breakfast. You're running late. Skip. You won't need. No, you know what? Skip right. What should you do and what can you do? And it helps when you make a list of what you need to do. It helps. Um, there's the saying, we need to do something even if it's wrong. But I'll tell you what. Early on, I used to ski. I love skiing. All right, skiing down the double diamond all day, skiing the whole day isn't isn't a bit as hard as taking a shower when you have advanced MS. Because what is it? Mentally, you got to think about laying out your clothes, figuring out what you're going to wear, drying off when it's cold. You got to get a shower. It's cold. And then getting wet and then drying your hair. And do you have a good haircut that you don't have to do a ton of it? So I had it. You could see I chopped the heck out of my bangs. So someday my hair will look nice, but it ain't gonna happen now, right? So what do I have to do? I have to work my mind, my body, and my spirit. Hi, April. April, you're here while we're live. I love that. Uh, um, and Diana says that she needs to keep pushing, and it's not fun. But let me tell you something. If you have a list of things, including the shower, what do I want to accomplish today? I'm going to empty all my baskets. I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to walk the dogs. I'm going to fill that fish tank. Put it all down. Put it all down. Uh, uh, put it all down. At the end of the day, all right, you realize that you have accomplished stuff. You have respected God's temple. You have lived your life on mission by sometimes the blessing is bathing the body God gave you and dressing it nicely. It just and Vanessa says was our Philippians 4:13. Yeah, and our friends and our family don't understand that we take Ritalin, we take caffeine, we take B12, we take everything to get us going. All right, so at the end of the day, sometimes all you've done has been what onlookers will say that's very selfish, right? But you're worshiping, right? You are living, telling God that uh, thank you for this body. It's not working as well as I'd like. It's not a race car, but I'm doing my jalopy. I'm taking care of my antique that's breaking down. I'm bathing it. I'm making it lift some weights. I'm gonna feed it well, eggs. I'm gonna feed it well or on the diet there, and I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna read and think. I'm gonna expand my brain. I'm gonna give it vitamins and pills it needs to work with it, and I'm going to do the. I'm gonna worship by being good to my good, not good to myself, being good to God's gift to me, which is my body, my mind. You deserve this. You deserve attention. All right. When family is pulling at you, right? When people are constantly complaining or wanting you to do something to make their life better, and we need to draw boundaries because they don't live inside of our bodies. Uh, when we need to draw boundaries and say, you know what, we need to uh, uh, just take care of ourselves today. And I've discovered that as difficult as it is to say we need to take care of ourselves, um, our loved ones, people watching us, are incredibly supportive. Don't do, my husband will say, don't do anything. Don't do anything today. It's like, so the pressure that we feel is mostly pressure we put on ourselves. So let's forgive other people, be part of the solution instead of complaining. Tell people what will make it better. And it's up to them if they want to participate, right? Uh, so uh, every day, just in case. All right. In fact, I remember that was on. What was it? That was on the great movie. Was it The Help? The Help, where it was a maid who was raising in the southern maid was raising it was a black maid raising the white children, and it was during a racist in the south, and this maid used to say to this baby girl, you are amazing, you count, you're beautiful, you're worthy, and you are just the way you're perfect just the way you are because that's who you are intended to be. I had it so beautiful. And who was it then? I saw that what is it, Tim Tebow put out a children's book, and he used those same lines. You're amazing, you count, you're beautiful, you're worthy, and you're perfect just the way you're made because of this is who you are intended to be. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's true. You are made perfect with all of your bumps and bruises. With your Tim, it's good to see you. But Tim, I'm thinking, with your ornery bad boy, with If I wasn't ornery, just a duck on a Junebug personality, right? If I wasn't like that, I couldn't deal with this. But I like to fight. I like to fight. God gave me one. And it's good because if I didn't, I was at war with the world. I was at world with the world. And I think that's MS. And this is a little side topic. I think when you are fighting the world, what happens is it gets internalized. It's like, you know what? I think it's going to manifest itself in an autoimmune disease where I'm going to have a white blood cell fight you. Fight. It was crazy. It was Viola Davis, absolutely. Viola Davis in The Help. You know what? Kizzy, you are absolutely right. Uh, but we do need to hear that every day. But we can't let ourselves off the hook. Hi, Marianne. Uh, and Shuri, I love that movie. Love that movie because when you watch that movie, you hope like crazy to make you a better person. We're talking about the help. The help. It's like you can see the goodness in so many people in the movie, and the just part of the problem or you're part of the solution. It's a wonderful movie. All right. All right. Do I respect my mind by challenging it to new things to learn, read, to learn. New things to learn. I have to read. I have to think. Um, it, I have to concentrate. I learn something. I have to do that. Here, all right. And Diane is talking about getting tired and pushing through. Sometimes I get so tired. Diana says, dragging uh, her temple of the Holy Spirit around. It's right. It's like, but you know what, Diane? You know what? And I say this to Gina. I say this to those of us who have it a little harder. And Diane, where's Karen? Karen, so much of dragging the body around. Uh, it's so hard, and you know you got to do it. You got to do it. Uh, the other thing that we do to prevent this from happening is somehow we feel that other people have to understand us in order to for us to feel valued. It's give you an example. Somebody walks in your house and says, uh, uh, "Exactly, you behave exactly as I think, as I expect." It may be somebody who doesn't even know you. And they say that is behavior of, of a person with this philosophy. Oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And instead of us being confident in who we are, we need to tell the other person, we need to sell them on the fact that we're worthy. We have to, it's like, I need to set you straight and tell you why I'm worth being respected. If you understood me, surely if you understood me, you'd love me. Guess what? People react to outside of themselves, to society, what's happening in society, what's happening with the disease in your body, what's happening to yourself, what you let yourself get away with. And, law enforcement's at the rear with letting yourself get away with stuff. I may be hard on myself, but I am I am really good to myself too. So, let's not convince other people that we're worthy, right? Let's let them think we're pieces of cow dropping. You know, your permission to throw your fist up where my nose begins, and what you say about me. I don't care if you're married to me or you're a loved one. If I don't care if just we can't care who is bullying us, who is saying things that don't sit right. We need to hear words of others that don't sit right with us, and we need to react to these people like they're calling us pink elephants, like calling you a chair. Oh God, only a chair would believe that. Well, I'm not a chair. So I hear when they say, you're thinking, I don't have to prove to them that I'm worth, right? Neither do you. Or if your kids are not treating you right, if your spouse is not treating you right, if your loved ones are not treating you, the protection starts with you. Boundaries. Because I'll tell you what, isn't it better to live in an assisted living, in a sorority house, and renting a room? Isn't it better to do that than it is? I mean, there's no amount of money worth being talked to like you're a jerk. When you know you're not a jerk, you know you're being misunderstood. How do we create this? We create monsters, right? How we do? We allow people to talk to us like that. We don't create. It's like you, you hear something and you think, a stranger wouldn't be comfortable saying that to me. Why does this loved one, or this person, uh, think it's okay to say? Uh, we can't allow that. We have to protect God's temple. All right. If somebody is telling us we're jerks. You know you're not a jerk. When you look in the mirror, God sees you first, right? If God, like in Psalms, if He knitted you together perfectly with every bump and bruise. Remember, Jesus approached a blind man, and he was going to heal him. And all the apostles says, why would God make a blind man? Why would He do this to this guy? What did the guy do to deserve this affliction? And Jesus said, God works through difficulties to bring out godliness in other people. I mean, I'm really paraphrasing that, but it just, so it is important. We have a responsibility when we are if you ever perceive yourself to be a victim of anything, you have a responsibility to stop it. Because if you don't stop the negativity, the nastiness, what happens is you hurt yourself. You hurt your own self-esteem. You start losing yourself. And what is almost worse than hurting yourself is that the person who is talking to you in this terrible way is slowly becoming a monster. No way is that acceptable? Um, and it should not be acceptable to anybody. So when somebody says something to you at the gym, or they say, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy, that's stupid, yeah, that's stupid," yeah, you gotta laugh. Really? Are you calling me stupid? How do you think that'll go over to me? How do you think? You think I'm gonna want to talk to you? I'm sorry. I'd rather do laundry. I'd rather try to walk around the. There's better things I can do with my time than entertain fools, right? Entertain and there's a there is a saying. Don't be careful when you argue with a fool because onlookers may not know the fool. So you draw your boundaries. You say, uh, no, I've got princess ears. I will not hear anything that doesn't encourage me. Yeah, and just all right. Do I feel alone in life, or do I recognize the love, comfort, and understanding that God provides through other people? A lot of times we want our support, our love to come from people we marry, people that gave birth, our mothers, our fathers, our siblings, people that family members, people that we want love from, right? But God gives us love through, go out. I've discovered that if I get out of the house and I go to the grocery store, God will bring me people that will encourage me, and the love doesn't necessarily come from uh, it doesn't necessarily come from where I think it should. But then again, who am I to say it should? I mean, if we're part of a big establishment, God's gonna uh, uh, send us the love we need to sustain us. Do I rely on my abilities to create happiness, only to be left wanting again? Uh, we have to recognize the comfort, the good things we have, instead of always looking, how can I be more comfortable? And we people with MS, we are geared to always looking for a solution. We're geared. We always, how do you cope with MS? Unfortunately, we are taught, we are reinforced by the doctors who say, we'll jump through hoops to get you physical therapy, to get you the proper devices that'll help you move and help you conserve your energy. But we have to look at all these things and realize that happiness comes from appreciating what we have and not what we think we should have. And let me tell you, this bookmark is all my rules for myself. All right. So I know you hear me preaching, but I'm telling you what, this is what I made this bookmark for myself, and I need to read it. And I read it at least once a week because it's a problem. You make something for yourself, and I end up giving it out, and I read it with other people who love it. But and I preface it with saying that this is not for you unless you want to take you want to follow that. This here is for me. It is for me because I am guilty. I am a bad girl. I am a bad girl without rules. And the Bible, the Constitution, the I like rules. And it's funny because I am I was such a rebel. I rebelled against every rule, right, Tim? You did too. You know, rules are only there for you to follow if you like them. That's all true. But this here is it's my rules. It's if you liked what is going on, what this told you, if it helps you, right? If it helps you, uh, if it helps you. Remember, I sent this out early on and at my expense, and now I'm going to have to on our website redoing msfrontiers.com because .org points to .com. So if you put msfrontiers.com, I'm going to have just where you can buy these bookmarks that I made for myself. You can buy them for the cost of a stamp, right? Probably $1 a piece. I'll sell them for, but I gotta do that. Anyway, love you all. Vanessa said, don't. Vanessa at work. Uh, was called the drunk. Somebody called her a drunk because they didn't know she had MS. And again, it's like the proper response is are you that sure I've been drinking? Are you that could it be something else? Could, are you sure? You know, forget about telling them that you have something else. When people think, oh, you're walking crazy because you're drunk, and they say that, what are you, drunk? Instead of saying, I have a neurological disease, say, are you so sure I am? Wait, are you sure? Are you sure you're right? Are you sure? Because we have to, if we justify it, if we forgive that, if we try to tell them that if you understood why I'm walking like this, you wouldn't be so judgmental. If we have now created a person who thinks it's appropriate to call out people they think is drunk. Suppose I am drunk, you know? Anyway, all right. I've gone over. Love you all. Please subscribe. Follow me if you enjoyed this. Go to msfrontiers.com and love y'all. Thank you for participating. Uh, Let me pray us out. Love that you joined us today, Kizzy. You're part, you know what? Love y'all. All right, pray us out, dear Heavenly Father. I thank you for Kizzy. I thank you for Jane showing up. I thank you for Gina. And just all the people that participated in today's MS Live. Lord, I just ask that you encourage us. The words that have been on my mouth, may it go to comfort somebody who's watching who needs to feel okay with themselves and needs motivation. I just pray that you just comfort and love on everybody who's watching this. Allow them to feel the love that everyone who participated have for each other. Love, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I love you all, and I will see you on Thursday. Thursday, right? Because today's Tuesday. Because I love to say, have a great weekend on Tuesdays, right? I always get Tuesdays and Thursdays messed up. Anyway, I love you. I will see you on Thursday. We'll talk soon. Bye. Bye, guys.